So, so with the agreement of continuing that process of what had been started, there'll be a review every 3 months to make sure that that program is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I think it's in that LOA. Quarterly, 3 months.
So as we work together, it's kind of what we came up with, finally, and after we,
How many are you doing? Are you putting one put on call at each station?
No, so it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 to 10 p.m. There'll be one paid on call at the south side. Tuesday, Thursday, one person 5 to 10 at north side. Saturdays for 12 hours at south side, one. It's always at one currently. Now it's kind of what was already, it is in there listed. Yeah, I mean, and that's the hope, is that we can see that this will have the impact that could raise those levels or adjust the times, whatever it may be. Because like in my report, I kind of gave, how many are responding at certain times. So we've already kind of started to track some of that data based on what was already there, but now this gives us more impact to make a more robust data collection. Yes, go right ahead.
Doesn't to an end date, so we define the end date of the quarterly evaluation, whether it keeps going.
Yes,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Yes, we did that so we could do two quarters of evaluation before we came back and said, is this project really doing what it's supposed to be doing?
Budget. Have we completed this?
Yes. Yeah, the hope and plan was that this would be for the year. So that was put into the budget for that. But again, it's, we had to put that on a temporary suspension. And then it opened this back up to continuing on. And then that way we can take a look at how is that going to work. And as the money gets, you know, taken out, then we can also see, are we going to be able to hit that number? Or if we are going to go over it, we can stop it at that time.
I could pay them for it.
I believe so. I mean, there is discussion of hours. What does that really mean for them? Because obviously it impacts them and their families, because it's from 5 to 10 on weekday nights. So that takes them away from their families. But I think that also helps them to be able to get the training that is needed to make sure they're capable of doing anything that is asked of them. Yes. Okay, so because of this, with the letter agreement, this is now what is going to be presented to each of the firefighters so they can get the training that I believe is needed to get them to a level that they're ready and willing to be able to complete any task that's asked of them. And if they need to work any shift or have any need to cover for a full-time staff member, once they get to that point, we can not just have only be able to pick from a couple that were at that point, but now we should be able to do that with everybody. So that everybody's trained to the same level. The full-time will be going through this program as well. And I know we have firefighters that are already trained, but this will allow me to do an evaluation that they are up to that level and that we all are on an even keel, so to speak, to be trained. Yes. It's both of us. So it's he or I can sign off on. So if they come to either one of us, we can do the sign offs. There will be certain evaluations that I need to make, especially for driving. I'd like to go back to what the state used to require was the chief had to sign everybody off. I believe so too. And what's really good about it is that can be done while they're working those shifts. And then it incorporates not only practical skills, but some education behind it because there's online training that's free. So we'll be able to do it's a lot of education and science in those key aspects. So they'll be able to do that at home, here, wherever they may be, and be able to complete some of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to present it to you so you knew what it looked like, that it looks like a lot and there is. But I think it's going to be a benefit to all the firefighters. Yep. So just want to read something real quick. If I can see. All right. So today starts the first day of First Responder Wellness Week. First responders, including law enforcement officers, firefighters, EMS personnel, 911 dispatchers, correctional officers, and members of other organizations in the public safety sector face some of the most challenging and stressful work environments of any profession. The goal of this week is to shine a light on the unique wellness needs of first responder community. Today, I put out an email to all members of the department, all the office members, the board members that included a video on today's was tactical workouts or tactical fitness that did a little bit of stretching to see what your stretching limitations were. I don't know if I think Scott may have taken part of that. But what he what a lot of us did do was a cardio drumming exercise here in the boardroom. The supervisor was here with her kids. My fiance came. Um, you know, there was other people that were in Laura, um, wanted to make sure that she got her name out there, right? So she took part. Scott, Lieutenant Watterson was here. And what the good thing about this one was, it was one of our own firefighters, moms that taught the class. We did it for 30 minutes. I know I had sweat running down my back. And it was a great way of getting together, doing some exercise, the camaraderie, the fun that we had to do it. So, you know, yes.
I had great. I never participated in frequent events because I come my way.
So CISM is critical incident stress management, critical incident stress management. So there is,
That's a serious situation, right? And I know that my wife actually said in that decision. I don't know if we're still doing.
yeah, I'm not completely aware of that. I know with my discussions with the city, they have some things set up. I just don't know what that is. And with our benefits without having an employee assistant program, I'm looking up different things. And we'll have further discussions on that, but I was granted access to a web application that provides all of those things, and it can provide training as well, not only for our staff, but if I were to go to a counselor in the local area, I could provide that training to them, and then they could be understand what it's like for those types of incidents for first responders. So yes, and I know firefighter Klemchek was part of another training that we did a couple weeks ago for peer support. And then that was a family one to let the families know what it's like to be involved with first responders. Then the next day I went and took an additional class where I've got more information on doing peer support directly for our staff. Okay. I would imagine the county would have something along those lines, especially with the sheriff's department. But yeah,
There's a, well, there's a.
I was looking through like the paper the other day had a thing for um what is it? Partners in Prevention. And they have all these resources online. The fire service itself, well, first responders, they have a program called for Frontline Strong. And we have that, you know, it's the state is really pushing that for first responders because the the focus on that is more suicide prevention for first responders, but it's also mental health. But what we're focusing on this week is the overall mental health and well-being of our individual responders. So we have I'll put out another email tomorrow with some tools that everybody can utilize, resources. Wednesday, we'll have a meditation sound bath seminar that we'll be putting on. So I did it for an hour the other day downtown, and it's amazing. Um, this one will only be 15 to 30 minutes, but I think it'll get you into the understanding of what that is and what those types of resources can do for our first responders. So that was, and all that leads into like a resolution of you as the board supporting our first responder community in this health and wellness week, or, you know, just saying that you are in support of us doing this and that you are, you know, all for everything that we're trying to do. Yes.
I just say thanks, Steve, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Yep. So this is the renewal for our online training through Lexipol, which is a very, very well renowned organization for fire, police, basically any first responder training. This enhances our own in-house training. So if we have any individual that can't make our Tuesday night training, we can assign them online training that will be just as effective. Obviously, the limitations of hands-on, but especially for EMS CEs, that will be very, very important. And now with the state requiring a certain number of continuing education hours for firefighter training, this is also very helpful in that because it's specific to the state of Michigan. So any of those trainings will go into continuing ed. So there will be adjustments on that because of our numbers have changed. And I want to make sure that everybody gets firefighter EMS training, even if they're not maybe if they don't have EMS training or if they don't have fire training, because I think it is important for them. As you know, I know Abby just smiled, as if she just has EMS training and not fire. I still want that person on the department to know what the firefighters are doing and have an understanding, because then they can better support us in our rehabilitation, making sure that we're being taken care of properly on scenes. And yes, very much so. Yeah, I think yes, and we'll make sure that is multiply utilized. I mean, this will be stuff that can be done daily on training during the day, uh, on shift. And that's one of the key things with this, because they will provide all of that. What Abby was saying is they will provide us with detailed records of who's taken what. So if we do get an audit, not only are our in-house records up to date, our online records will be as well. Yes, and it does give me updates. If somebody's coming close to having not enough credits, it provides me with an update. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe it would have come out of the contractual services. Yes. Next fiscal year.